52 Hertz, the voice no one could answer. The true story of the whale that called at a frequency no other whale was known to use, and what science has revealed since. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the moment everything changed, 1989, when Navy hydrophones picked up something no one could explain. Then we'll dive into whale communication science, explore the leading hybrid theory, unpack the cultural myth that followed, and finally ask what mysteries remain unsolved. 5 chapters, one extraordinary story. The story begins not with marine biologists, but with the U.S. Navy. In 1989, analysts at Naval Air Station Whidbey Island were monitoring the ESSIS underwater listening system, originally built to track Soviet submarines during the Cold War. Among the usual low rumbles of the deep ocean, they detected something baffling, a whale call at 52 Hertz. That frequency was completely unheard of for any known baleen whale species. It was the first clue that something extraordinary was swimming in the North Pacific. Let's put those numbers in perspective. Blue whales, the largest animals on Earth, communicate in a deep bass range between 10 and 39 Hertz. Fin whales call around 20 Hertz. Both can travel hundreds of miles underwater. Now look at the 52 Hertz call. It's more than double the typical fin whale frequency and sits entirely outside the blue whale's upper range. Imagine showing up to a choir where everyone sings baritone and you're the only tenor. That's the scale of difference we're talking about. Enter Bill Watkins of Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. From 1992 to 2004, Watkins tracked this mysterious caller across the North Pacific, from the Aleutian Islands down to the California coast. The migration pattern matched both blue and fin whale routes, but the voice matched neither. In 2004, the same year Watkins passed away, his team published 12 years of acoustic data. And here's the haunting detail. In all that time, nobody ever saw the whale. It was a ghost, known only by its song. Before we can understand why the 52 Hertz whale became a cultural phenomenon, we need to understand how whale communication actually works. Let's look at the biology and acoustics behind the mystery. Baleen whales, the suborder Mysticeti, are built for deep sound. Their low-frequency calls, typically between 15 and 25 Hertz, can travel hundreds of miles under optimal conditions. These sounds aren't just casual chatter. They're essential for coordinating feeding, navigating migration routes, and finding mates across vast oceans. That's what makes 52 Hertz so puzzling. It's not just different, it's operating on an entirely separate acoustic channel from every other baleen whale we knew about. So, what is the 52 Hertz whale? The strongest scientific hypothesis is that it's a hybrid, a cross between a blue whale and a fin whale. We know these two species aggregate together off the west coast of North America, and hybrids between them have been documented. A hybrid could theoretically inherit a vocal apparatus that produces an intermediate or unusual frequency. The 2021 documentary The Loneliest Whale set out to find proof, and while they couldn't confirm 52's hybrid status, they did document a bluefin hybrid living among other whales. Here's the data that challenges the loneliness narrative. The hybrid whale documented by researchers was spotted 20 separate times over a 16-year period, and at several of those sightings it was swimming among groups of more than 30 blue whales. If this hybrid is the 52 Hertz whale, and we can't say that for certain, then our loneliest whale had plenty of company. The numbers tell a very different story than the one we've been telling ourselves. But science is only half the story. The 52 Hertz whale became something much bigger than a marine biology puzzle. It became a mirror, and millions of people saw themselves in it. After Watkins' 2004 paper, the story exploded. The idea of a whale calling into the vast, indifferent ocean, in a voice no other whale could understand, resonated deeply. Newspapers, blogs, and documentaries ran with the loneliest whale framing. Kickstarter campaigns funded search expeditions. Artists wrote songs about it. People who had never cared about marine biology suddenly had a deep emotional connection to an animal they'd never seen. Why? Because loneliness is universal. We all know what it feels like to call out and wonder if anyone can hear us. Christopher Clark of Cornell University has been one of the most prominent voices pushing back against the loneliest narrative. He recorded the 52 Hertz whale himself back in 1993 and argues that the story got ahead of the science. Clark points out that many types of idiosyncratic whale calls exist. Some populations even have regional dialects. Other whales can hear 52 Hertz. It just sounds unusual. As Clark memorably put it, the whale isn't tragically isolated, it's just peculiar. The question is, why did we need it to be lonely? Now here's where the lonely narrative starts to crack. Christopher Clark of Cornell University has been very clear on this. He told the BBC in 2015 that blue whales, fin whales, and humpbacks can all hear this whale. They're not deaf, and neither is 52 Blue. The call simply sits at an unusual pitch, like a human voice after helium. Clark argues that idiosyncratic whale calls are not uncommon, and that groups of whales living in specific regions actually develop dialects. So the question shifts. Is 52 Blue truly isolated, distinctive? And then came another twist. Since 2010, hydrophone recordings have sporadically picked up a second whale calling at the 52 Hz frequency, heard elsewhere at the same time as the original. This changes everything. If there are two, the loneliest whale might not be lonely at all. Meanwhile, the original call has been gradually deepening, from 52 Hz down to roughly 47 to 49 Hz over the decades. This is consistent with natural aging in baleen whales whose voices deepen as they mature. The story keeps evolving, and the whale keeps calling. And so, after more than 3 decades, 52 Blue remains one of the ocean's most haunting enigmas. No one has ever seen this whale. Its species is still unconfirmed. All we have is a voice, a pattern of calls traveling through the vast Pacific year after year. Whether solitary or simply unique, whether hybrid or anomaly, 52 Blue has become something larger than biology. It is a mirror. People saw their own loneliness in its call, and in doing so, they made it the world's loneliest whale. The real lesson may be this. The ocean guards its secrets fiercely, and sometimes the story we tell says more about us than about the deep. Thank you.